2026 is not a year for spectators. It is not a year for wishful thinking. It is not a year for excuses, delays, or emotional comfort. 2026 demands intentionality, discipline, and spiritual aggression. Hear this clearly. Life does not respond to desires, life responds to decisions. And the greatest decision you can make entering 2026 is this: I will go hard or I will go home. Many people pray for change but refuse transformation. They want new results with old habits. They want increase without structure. They want favor without preparation. That mindset must die before 2026 begins. 2026 requires a new mental framework. Your biggest enemy is not the devil. Your biggest enemy is not people. Your biggest enemy is the version of you that is comfortable with average. You don't rise because of motivation. You rise because of alignment. Alignment of thoughts, habits, associations, time management, spiritual posture. 2026 will reward those who are deliberate, not those who are emotional. You must train your mind to understand this truth. Pressure is not punishment. Pressure is preparation. If you avoid pressure, you will avoid greatness. Go hard means no more casual living. Casual prayer produces casual power. Casual work produces casual results. Casual discipline produces casual success. But destiny does not respond to casualness. In 2026, you wake up with purpose, you speak with authority, you move with urgency, you learn aggressively, you correct mistakes immediately, you cut off distractions ruthlessly, not because life is easy, but because your assignment is heavy. Your time is too expensive to waste. Some of you are poor not because of lack of opportunity, but because of lack of focus. Every hour you waste is a seed you refuse to plant. Every distraction you entertain is a destiny you delay. 2026 will expose lazy minds, undisciplined habits, unprepared people, but it will also announce prepared men and women. Decide now. I will not enter 2026 with the same thinking that limited me before. Go hard spiritually. Spiritual strength is not optional. You cannot dominate physically where you are weak spiritually. In 2026, your prayer life must deepen, your word life must increase, your sensitivity must sharpen, your character must mature, because elevation without depth is a setup for collapse. When your spirit is strong, your mind becomes bold. When your mind is bold, your actions become decisive. When your actions are decisive, results become inevitable. Pain is the school of greatness. Let this truth settle in your heart. Nothing great is built without sacrifice. Nothing lasting is built without pain. Nothing powerful is built without consistency. If it hurts, stay. If it's uncomfortable, endure. If it challenges you, embrace it. Because growth always demands discomfort. Final charge 2026 is calling for builders, not beggars, for warriors, not wanderers, for disciplined minds, not distracted hearts. Make this declaration with authority. I am not waiting for motivation. I am not waiting for approval. I am not waiting for conditions to be perfect. In 2026, I go hard. Go hard in learning. Go hard in discipline. Go hard in faith. Go hard in execution, go hard in consistency, because average is expensive, but excellence is priceless. 2026 is not a year to try, it is a year to dominate. Discipline is the bridge between intention and manifestation. Many people desire change, breakthrough, elevation, and visibility, but desire by itself is powerless. Desire is emotional, discipline is governmental. Desire can make you cry, but discipline will make you consistent. The year 2026 does not respond to what you want. It responds to what you are willing to submit yourself to repeatedly. Life is designed in such a way that it only opens doors to those who have proven capacity. And capacity is never built by excitement. It is built by structure. Discipline is structure in motion. It is the ability to command yourself when nobody is watching, when there is no applause, when there is no immediate reward, and still do what must be done because you understand where you are going. Many people fail not because they lack talent, intelligence, or opportunity, but because they lack the stamina to stay consistent after motivation fades. Motivation is seasonal, discipline is perennial. Motivation depends on how you feel, discipline depends on what you know. When you understand that your future is expensive, you stop negotiating with laziness. When you understand that destiny has a cost, you stop entertaining distractions. Discipline trains your mind to obey vision rather than comfort. It teaches you to act based on instruction, not emotion. That is why discipline always outlives desire. Desire can start a journey, but only discipline can sustain it. In 2026, systems will defeat wishes. People who have mastered routines will outrun people who rely on inspiration. Those who have organized their time will surpass those who are gifted but careless. Discipline is the silent force that turns ordinary people into undeniable results. It wakes you up when your body wants rest. It keeps you focused when your mind wants escape. It aligns your actions with your future, not your present feelings. Discipline is saying no to good things so you can say yes to the right things. It is choosing progress over pleasure, growth over ease, and purpose over popularity. The world does not reward effort, it rewards output, and output is the product of disciplined execution. You can pray for open doors, but without discipline, you will not have the character, wisdom, or skill to remain in the room once the door opens. Many people enter opportunities they were not disciplined enough to sustain. That is why discipline must precede promotion. Discipline trains your habits, and habits shape your outcomes. What you repeatedly do without thinking eventually defines who you become. In 2026, your habits will introduce you before your words ever do. Discipline also refines your perception of time. You stop seeing time as something to kill and start seeing it as something to invest. You begin to measure days by productivity, not busyness. You stop confusing movement with progress. Discipline gives you the ability to focus deeply in a distracted world. While others are scrolling, you are studying. While others are complaining, you are building. While others are waiting for validation, you are sharpening your competence. Over time, this invisible consistency produces visible separation. There is a version of you that can only emerge through discipline. That version thinks differently, speaks differently, and carries a different weight of authority. Discipline matures your thinking. It teaches patience in process and confidence in execution. It helps you delay gratification without losing momentum. Discipline is not punishment, it is preparation. It is the evidence that you believe in your future enough to protect it from self-sabotage. Every disciplined action is a vote cast in favor of the person you are becoming. In 2026, discipline will demand that you audit your associations. Not everyone deserves access to your time, energy, or vision. Discipline teaches you to withdraw from conversations that drain you and invest in environments that stretch you. It helps you choose growth over familiarity. Discipline is lonely at first because it separates you from people who are comfortable with average. But over time, it attracts people who respect focus, honor excellence, and understand sacrifice. Discipline may isolate you temporarily, but it positions you permanently. Discipline also governs your internal world. It teaches you how to manage thoughts, emotions, and reactions. You stop being controlled by impulses and start being guided by intention. You learn to respond rather than react. You learn to stay calm under pressure because you have trained yourself to trust process. Discipline strengthens your ability to endure discomfort without quitting. It builds resilience, mental clarity, and emotional stability. These qualities are not accidental, they are cultivated. Those who will dominate 2026 are not the loudest, but the most consistent, not the most talented, but the most disciplined, not the ones with the biggest dreams, but the ones with the strongest systems. Desire will always announce what you want, but discipline will quietly deliver it. Discipline does not need to be explained, it only needs to be demonstrated. Results speak a language desire never learns. Discipline transforms effort into mastery and vision into reality. Every level you desire has a discipline it demands. If you refuse the discipline, you forfeit the level. There is no negotiation. Growth is conditional. Increase is conditional. Impact is conditional. The condition is discipline. Those who understand this stop complaining and start aligning. They stop asking why others are succeeding and start adjusting their daily practices. They stop romanticizing success and start respecting the process that produces it. In 2026, discipline will not be optional, it will be the qualification. Comfort is subtle, deceptive, and dangerous. It does not announce itself as an enemy. It presents itself as rest, as balance, as self, care, as patience. Comfort whispers that there is still time, that urgency is unnecessary, that tomorrow will cooperate. Destiny is rarely destroyed by obvious mistakes. It is slowly eroded by prolonged ease. The greatest threat to growth is not failure, but familiarity. When comfort becomes your priority, progress becomes your casualty. Comfort trains you to prefer what is easy over what is necessary. It teaches your mind to avoid resistance and your body to reject strain. Over time, this avoidance rewires your standards. What once challenged you now intimidates you. What once required effort now feels excessive. Comfort dulls your sensitivity to purpose. It lowers your tolerance for discipline and increases your appetite for convenience. Without realizing it, you begin to protect your current state rather than pursue your future one. Destiny requires expansion, and expansion always involves tension. Nothing grows without resistance. Muscles grow by tearing, character grows by pressure, wisdom grows by experience, and purpose grows by responsibility. Comfort resists all of these. It creates a false sense of security while quietly shrinking your capacity. You may feel safe, but you are becoming smaller. You may feel relaxed, but you are losing range. Comfort does not stop you suddenly, it slows you gradually until motion feels unnatural. Many people confuse peace with passivity. True peace comes from alignment, not avoidance. Comfort avoids confrontation, avoids risk, avoids accountability. It prefers silence over truth and stability over transformation, but destiny is confrontational. Destiny will challenge your habits. Pressure is not an accident, and it is not a sign that something has gone wrong. Pressure is evidence that something significant is being formed. Nothing of value is produced without it. Pressure appears when capacity is being stretched, and when potential is being converted into competence. What many people call hardship is often training in disguise. Pressure arrives not to destroy you, but to introduce you to a version of yourself that comfort could never reveal. Unprepared people collapse under pressure because pressure exposes what has not been developed. Prepared people rise under pressure because pressure activates what has been cultivated in private. Pressure does not create weakness, it reveals it. It does not invent strength, it unveils it. When pressure increases, it is because demand has increased. Life does not apply pressure where there is no assignment. The weight you feel is connected to the responsibility you are about to carry. Every season of preparation is accompanied by pressure because growth requires resistance. Without resistance, there is no strengthening. Without stretching, there is no expansion. Pressure trains your endurance. It sharpens your discernment. It forces you to refine priorities and eliminate excess. Under pressure, distractions lose their appeal and essentials become clear. Pressure simplifies life by revealing what truly matters. Many people pray for elevation but panic when pressure shows up. They want promotion without refinement, visibility without responsibility, increase without intensity. But pressure is the language preparation speaks. Before anything is trusted with influence, it is tested with weight. Before anything is used publicly, it is shaped privately. Pressure is the private classroom where stability, maturity, and consistency are taught. Pressure teaches you how to function when conditions are not ideal. It trains you to make decisions without clarity, to move forward without full information, and to remain composed when outcomes are uncertain. These are not optional skills, they are requirements for leadership, impact, and longevity. Pressure builds internal order. It forces you to develop emotional regulation, mental discipline, and spiritual depth. Without pressure, these capacities remain theoretical. When pressure intensifies, it is often because margin is being removed. Support systems shift, familiar comforts fade, and predictable patterns disappear. This is not abandonment, it is adjustment. You are being taught to rely on competence rather than convenience, on conviction rather than applause, on depth rather than noise. Pressure removes crutches so strength can emerge. What you can survive without is often what you have outgrown. Pressure also confronts identity. It challenges how you see yourself and what you believe you can handle. Under pressure, false identities collapse and authentic ones are revealed. You stop pretending, stop performing, and start functioning. Pressure strips away image and exposes substance. It forces honesty with yourself. You discover what you truly value, what you truly fear, and what you are truly committed to. This clarity is part of preparation. Those who understand pressure stop asking why it is happening and start asking what it is producing. They shift from complaint to observation. They pay attention to what is being strengthened, what is being corrected, and what is being demanded. Pressure always carries instruction. It teaches timing, precision, and restraint. It teaches when to push and when to wait. It teaches how to remain steady without becoming rigid. Pressure is also a test of focus. Under pressure, scattered energy becomes expensive. You learn quickly that you cannot afford to be everywhere, do everything, or please everyone. Pressure forces prioritization. It teaches you to invest energy where it produces the highest return. It trains you to say no without guilt and yes with intention. This focus is not natural. It is developed through necessity. Many people try to escape pressure, but pressure is often the doorway to mastery. Skill is forged when repetition meets resistance. Confidence is built when you survive what you once feared. Authority grows when you remain effective under strain. Pressure refines skill into excellence. It turns information into intuition and practice into instinct. What feels heavy now is building muscle memory for future demands. Pressure also prepares you for visibility. The higher the platform, the greater the scrutiny. The broader the influence, the heavier the expectations. Pressure trains you to remain grounded when attention increases. It teaches you how to handle criticism without defensiveness and success without pride. Those who have not learned under pressure often unravel under spotlight. Pressure is rehearsal for exposure. When pressure persists, it is often because you are still becoming. Transformation is not instant. Capacity is built over time through repeated strain and recovery. Pressure comes in waves, not to overwhelm, but to condition. Each wave increases tolerance. Each challenge builds familiarity with complexity. Over time, what once felt unbearable becomes manageable, and what once felt difficult becomes normal. Pressure also develops discernment in relationships. Under pressure, superficial connections fade and meaningful alliances remain. You learn who adds strength and who drains it. Pressure reveals loyalty, maturity, and shared values. This refinement is essential because destiny is not carried alone. The weight you are being prepared to carry requires the right support, not the largest crowd. There is also a spiritual dimension to pressure. Pressure exposes where trust truly lies. When resources tighten and answers delay, reliance shifts. You learn patience, humility, and surrender. Pressure teaches timing and dependence. It teaches you how to wait without quitting and how to move without rushing. This inner alignment cannot be learned in ease. Pressure is not meant to be permanent, but its lessons are meant to be permanent. Each season of pressure leaves behind wisdom, strength, and stability. The goal is not to eliminate pressure, but to outgrow its capacity to intimidate you. As preparation deepens, pressure changes form. What once attacked you externally becomes something you manage internally. Those who recognize pressure as preparation stop running from it and start cooperating with it. They remain teachable. They remain consistent. They resist the urge to numb discomfort with distraction. They stay present, attentive, and disciplined. Pressure becomes a partner rather than an enemy. It shapes posture, pace, and perspective. The measure of preparation is not the absence of pressure, but the ability to function within it. When pressure no longer controls your decisions, when it no longer dictates your emotions, when it no longer defines your limits, preparation is taking root. Strength is not proven in ease, but in execution under weight. Pressure is proof that something greater is being entrusted to you, that expansion is underway, that capacity is increasing, that you are being formed for what is ahead.